Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Hoffman, and we are going to talk today about binary and ternary form. And I'm really excited to share this with you because we are going to be pulling together a bunch of different topics that we've been talking about for the last few weeks. So let's dive right in. A quick vocab review. Form is how music is organized. And we do this on a couple different levels. So far, we've been using phrases and sections. Phrases are musical ideas with a clear beginning and a clear ending. They're just like sentences when you read or write. A section is a group of those phrases, and they form a distinct segment of a piece. And it's kind of like a paragraph when you read or write, a group of sentences. And a bunch of these sections that you might find in, say, a pop song or a rock song are intro, verse, chorus, bridge, and outro. If you need a little bit of review for those, for specifically what they are, please go back in Google Classroom and check out the slideshow from August 27th or August 28th, right? So let's keep going. Form in classical music is going to be a little bit different from form in pop music. Now, you have pop songs that will follow maybe a lot of these same rules. However, in classical music, we'll approach it just a little bit differently. So here's what we'll do. We need to answer this question of how do we organize music into a structure? All right, that pop song structure that we talked about a few weeks ago, it's very predictable. Intro, verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. It's very predictable. There are songs that don't follow that, but that's a pretty good starting point if you're going to try to guess what the form of the song is. In classical music, it's not always so straightforward. So we will use our organizational tools, phrases and sections, and we will organize those phrases into sections. And then what we're talking about now is how are we arranging those sections into an order that makes sense. So we can use letters to label each distinct section or phrase. And we will usually start with A and go to B and C and so on. You could use you could start from any letter you like, but a lot of people really like to start with A. So let's do that too. We will use capital letters to talk about sections, and we will use lowercase letters to talk about phrases. So what if a phrase or section repeats? What if it comes back later? That's a really, really interesting question. And that's one that we're going to try to answer today. What we find is that in this pop song form, which I actually have here, I need to change the change the color here, but yeah, that pop song form it's got some repeating parts, right? A repeats one time, B repeats two more times, C is its own thing. So we need to have a way to talk about what it means for a section to repeat. If I can just go ahead and clear that, and we'll keep going. So here's an example of a phrase. Let's call this A. And notice that we're using lowercase a because we're talking about a phrase. Here's what that phrase might sound like. That's its own musical idea. Lowercase a, phrase. Well, here's another phrase, and this is different. We'll call it lowercase b, and it sounds like this. Definitely different. Well, now let's put them together. This will be a section. Sounds like this. So really quickly, let's check for understanding. In a little bit, I'll ask you to pause the video and answer these questions for yourself. Then we'll check the answers together. So pause in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's check our answers and see what we got. So how many phrases are in this section? I counted 2, and they were 1 and 2. So if you got a different answer, go back and check to see if you, let's talk about the second question here. What labels do we use for the phrases A and B? And you can see those are actually mentioned right here and right here. Those are very clearly labeled. And what order are they in? A and then B. Lowercase a and lowercase b. Make sure that you're using those lowercase letters for now. Well, let's make another section. Let me just clear this. And this other section consists of 2 phrases. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. Here's the 2 phrases put together. All right, so take a moment, pause your video, and answer these questions in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now that you've answered these questions, let's answer them together. Let's review our answers. So how many phrases are in this section? I had 2, and just similar to the last one, here is the first phrase that I had. And here is the second phrase that I had. So what labels will we use for these phrases? C and D. Why do you think that is? Take a moment, pause your video in 3, 2, 1. Why do you think that is? The reason that we are going to use C and D is because we have already used A and B in our song. And in order to avoid any confusion, we will keep going with these different phrase labels, lowercase c and lowercase d. So that's why I used lowercase c and lowercase d. What order are they in? I had C and then D. What should we label this section? I said B, capital B. If you're not sure about why it's a capital B, go back and look at the slide about whether we're going to use capital letters versus lowercase letters. And what should we label the first section? A. And take a moment, make sure that makes sense to you. Why are we calling the first section A and the second section B? And why are we using a capital letter for both of them? Take a moment to answer that question for yourself if you are not sure why right now. But if you are sure, we are going to continue on. So here we go. And if you'll allow me to clear that, there we go. So let's put the sections together to make a song. Here's what the song sounds like, and then we're going to pause to check for understanding. Here's the whole song so far. So now let's check for understanding. How many phrases are in this song? How many sections are in this song? What labels do we use for the sections and what order are they in? Pause in 3, 2, 1. Let's review our answers together. How many phrases are in the song? I had 4. But how many sections are in the song? I had 2. And what labels will we use for these sections? As soon as that disappears, what order are they in? A, B. The sections were A and B. I've labeled those for you. And the phrases were the lowercase a, lowercase b, lowercase c, and lowercase d. Phrases A and B were in section A, and phrases C and D were in section B. Take a moment, make sure that you're comfy with that, and then we'll move on. Here we go. So we will say that when a song has 2 sections that are different, only 2 sections, and they are different from each other, we will say that it is in binary form or A-B form. When a song has 2 sections, only 2 sections that are different from each other, we say that it is in binary or A-B form. So let's try something a little bit different. I've added a little bit to our song. I'll play it through, and then let's check for a little bit of understanding. Here we go. Note that the B section is the same length as the A section. They might be a different number of notes, but they take the same amount of time to play. Just because there are fewer notes in the B section, it takes up less space on the page. But I do want to point out that they are the same amount of time. So let's now check for understanding. Answer these 5 questions, please. How many phrases total are in this song? How many phrases are distinct or unique? How many sections are in this song, and how many sections are distinct or unique? What labels will we use for the sections, and what order are they in? Pause in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's answer these questions together. So, to check for understanding, how many phrases total are in this song? 6. Huh? 6? How did we get that? Well, let's count. 1. Oh, wait, I can do that a different way. 1. How about 2? 3. 4. 5. And 6. 6 phrases. How many of those are distinct? Well, let's see how many different colors we have. I've got orange, green, pink, and yellow. Orange, okay, we already have that. And green, okay, we already have that. So four distinct phrases. Very important that we think about that. Four distinct phrases, four unique phrases. So let's see. Well, now how many sections are in the song? I had 3. Here they are. Here's the first section. Here is the second section. And here is the third section. 1, 2, 3. And we have those labeled with our uppercase letters A, B, and A. How many distinct sections do we have? I almost just kind of answered that for you. How many distinct or unique sections do we have? 2. That's right. There are only 2 distinct or unique sections. So what happened there? What labels will we use for the sections? What order? We'll use A, B, and A. Well, this is definitely something different from what the song was before. We now have something that's an A, B, A form. And what we will say is that when a song has 3 sections, but the first section comes back or turns around, we say it is in ternary form or ABA form. When a song has 3 sections, but the first section comes back or turns around, we say it is in ternary form or ABA form. So now we will have a mini quiz. The assignment will be on Google Classroom. And if you would like a little more review, there is a video on the next slide here that you can check out. And this slideshow and the video that you're currently watching are going to be together on a separate resource post in Google Classroom. It'll be right underneath the question or the quiz assignment. The reason for that is if I have these on the quiz assignment, then the grades won't import to Google Classroom the way I need it to. But this is some extra review for you if you need. And this is also on the form. And here's a meme for you, just in case you wanted a meme. What's this? If you can correctly answer what this thing is, you will have my undying respect. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much for your hard work. You are doing awesome so far. I know this is not how we wanted to be doing school, but you are awesome. You are doing an awesome job, and I'm so proud of all of you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hopefully will see you soon. Have a good rest of your day, and have a good rest of your week. Bye.